And we are live just when you guys thought that the King of Ireland tournament was over. Well, it is, technically. However, these recordings were sent to me. Apparently, they were never cast. So we're going to cast them. It's the very least you can do for the players. It's a small tournament, and this is a third place in the silver division, so there wasn't a lot of money involved. So if you're not going to compensate them financially, the very least you can do is cast their game. So that's what we're going to do here and now. So let's get going then. I created all of the map scripts for the King of Ireland tournament, so I know a thing or two about how they're supposed to be played out. At the bottom of the map, in the red, we have the TheOtterOne playing as the Poles. And on the top, we have the PlushWerewolf playing as the Green Saracens. So Irish Arabia, it's a little bit different from traditional Arabia. The way that it's different is that you have a generally thinner but more it's easier to wall, a more complete ring around the town center of trees. Trees in general are more sparse across the rest of the map. So scouts are not as viable early game. It's harder to get in. Now, having said that, it's easy to have an overchop, and it's also easy to fail to wall this ring of trees because there are a lot of elevations and such. But most of the players are not going to see the game the way that you and I are seeing it right now. In fact, they probably have at least small trees. Maybe some players are even going hardcore and have cubes. So we got PlushWerewolf here with... Okay, he's got 6 on sheep, and he's sending another villager out to wood in the back. That's pretty standard so far. So anyway, however, late game, I mean, look at how open this is. This map is insanely open. So scouts become very powerful late game. Looks like the TheOtterOne down here had an unfortunate sheep slaughter, but he got that all cleared up. So the TheOtterOne sending a third out to wood. Where Otter sends his next villager will tell us what his plans are. Both players are doing pretty well on idle time, both less than 10 seconds so far, which is good for 1300 level. PlushWerewolf nearly perfect, though. Only 1 second of town center idle time. Here we go. So the TheOtterOne has 3 on wood, so this is telling me that the Otter is going to attempt a scouts build. Or not really attempt it. I would expect the Otter to be able to do scouts just fine at his skill level. But the question is will Otter get damage in with such scouts? Because as you can see, yeah, he's got 3, and it doesn't look like he's going to send any more out. I'm going to start walling that off. Just exploring the map. Now, let's see if the TheOtterOne has found PlushWerewolf yet. Because this is a relevant question. No, he is not. The TheOtterOne, is he pushing his deer? No, he is not doing that either. PlushWerewolf also beginning to wall, plug these holes in the ring. So PlushWerewolf has 4 on wood. So this is telling me that PlushWerewolf is not doing scouts. That's all that tells me, actually. We'll have to pay attention to see what PlushWerewolf sends where in terms of economy. If he sends 2 out to gold, he's going to do man-at-arms. I don't think it's a drush because we would have seen the barracks by now. PlushWerewolf is going to find Otter. He's probably going to find him the hard way. Yep. Losing his scout. Classic. Well, let's see what PlushWerewolf knows. So PlushWerewolf has scouted the majority of his base. He knows where his deer are. He knows roughly where all the holes in this forest are. He's just bringing this boar in now. And he knows where Otter's town center is. Let's say he didn't find any of Otter's resources at all. I mean, he found Otter's forward gold. He knows about that. So the TheOtterOne, of course, being Poles, has a full work here. He still only has 3 on wood. So tell me the TheOtterOne's got to be close to clicking up here. Where's all of his food? He's got another villager. He's got loom. He's got a boar underneath his town center. He's pushing in another deer. He had 1 deer here. Alright, he's got that. So that's an advantage of keeping your scout alive, is that you can push deer. Okay, so PlushWerewolf is going to wall to the edge of the map here. And it looks like he's got a walling villager. He doesn't have... Oh, he's pushing the deer with the villager. That's funny. He needs that deer, apparently. So both players... Oh, the deer went back. That's unfortunate. PlushWerewolf with 2 lumber camps here. He's at 22 poppies. Okay, he's adding another villager. And... Wait. No, okay, he's getting loom. So this is a 22 pop archer's build, I think. So the OtterOne has found PlushWerewolf's town center. And PlushWerewolf's sending 3 to gold right now. So yes, he is going straight archers. The OtterOne getting his barracks up. The OtterOne is going to be feudal age first. He went up on 21 pop. So some kind of... And he did add more to wood, of course. And he'll probably put down a stable soon. I don't see that the otter is on gold. So no archers for the OtterOne as far as I can tell. Although PlushWerewolf likes Poles, and he likes to do Polish archers on this map because it's a good surprise. Alright, PlushWerewolf getting his barracks down now. And the OtterOne has reached feudal age. So this scout becomes a little bit more dangerous. It's got 5 attack instead of 3. So PlushWerewolf, he's got mostly healthy villagers out here. So he shouldn't, as long as he's paying attention, he shouldn't lose anything. Of course, the otter might decide to pick on this villager who's walling here. Nope, does not. He's got 2 villagers down here building that. So, as expected, we see a stable coming up from the OtterOne, and scouts entering the queue immediately. Otter, just wall to the edge of the map, man. Now, it can be very easy to get tunnel visioned. Especially because he knows his opponent isn't going scouts. So his opponent isn't even going to be there anytime soon. So PlushWerewolf with double bit axe. Got 1 range up. He wants to finish this wall off here. Will PlushWerewolf delete 3 palisade segments and then place a... Yep, there it is. Nice, he even got the deer. I think. Yep. I don't think that deer is going to go out. Maybe this deer will even come in. Nope, it's going to wall him out. He's probably not going to take the deer anyway. Alright, so PlushWerewolf is continuing to make villagers. I'm not sure what this is. Alright, the OtterOne is here. The OtterOne has 2 scouts, and they're ready to cause trouble. But PlushWerewolf is entirely walled, as expected. So the OtterOne is still... He's going to finish up this scout. Is he going to make any more scouts after this? He apparently has 4 scouts on the battlefield. 1, 2... 3 and 4, and he's on the prowl. He's looking for a hole. Decides best way to get a hole is to make one. So he's attacking this palisade segment here. And the PlushWerewolf is going to wall behind. So meanwhile, the PlushWerewolf is queuing up archers. And the OtterOne can't get in. But Scout's eco is really good. So could you argue that the otter is even behind from doing this? Well, he got up to the feudal age a little faster. Maybe was able to get his eco upgrades a little faster. And now he's coming onto stone. Or rather, he's going onto stone. So this tells me that we're probably going to see... Well, we could see one of 2 things. We could see the OtterOne come forward with some villagers and build a tower with his scouts so that PlushWerewolf cannot wall behind. And then the OtterOne will use the tower to try to get in, or he could just be going up to castle age, and this is all for a castle. And this is a lot on stone, actually. So this makes me think that he's interested in castle age now. He's going to make his scouts. He's going to take map control, force the PlushWerewolf into this little box, and and then go castle age. Drop a castle on the PlushWerewolf. Look at this. The otter has nothing on stone, but he's got this upward trickle of gold because Poles. Poles OP. Now, here's the PlushWerewolf. He's coming in with some archers. Saracen archers are, of course, infamous for dealing attack bonus to buildings. So okay? The Otter just invested a little bit more into scouts. He's making more scouts. He wants to keep these archers off his back. Oh no, Otter, attack! Doesn't quite have the scouts to take that fight yet. And he's getting the armor too. So PlushWerewolf forcing the Otter to invest more into scouts, I think, than the Otter was originally planning. And all these men are shooting their arrows at this palisade segment. Is that going to be enough to get in? Does he even need that? I guess we'll see if PlushWerewolf attempts to go inside. Okay, tower coming up. Useless tower coming up from the OtterOne. PlushWerewolf can just camp the base of this tower and then destroy it. But he instead decides to fight the scouts. Microing back. These scouts have upgrades now, so they're going to be formidable. PlushWerewolf, he might want to add a spearman or two. Oh, okay, he's going to use the choke point. That's annoying. If you're the OtterOne, that's pretty annoying. The OtterOne's eco is slightly imbalanced. He's got over 600 wood. He needs to be taking like 4 to 5 villagers off of wood and building farms with it to help himself get up. Now, here come the archers. They're just going to camp at the base of the tower. But they're going to attack the scouts first because the scouts don't have a minimum range like the tower does. Okay, and now PlushWerewolf is just going to stand here. I'm going to attack the tower. Oh no, Otter, run away. This market, it's not worth it. Actually, PlushWerewolf is not paying attention. He's just attacking the tower. So Otter is going to finish that market and then hop back in the tower for whatever reason. Okay. So the OtterOne, he still needs to spend some wood. The PlushWerewolf could spend some wood too. Although the PlushWerewolf has a pretty big farming eco. He's got at least 16 on farms. So he should be getting wheelbarrow pretty soon if he hasn't already, which he hasn't. Nobody's killed any villagers, though, actually. Plush had a chance over here when the villagers were hurrying up this market, but he was focused on taking down the tower instead. Now the PlushWerewolf can come in around this way. The OtterOne has added 2 more stables to help him make more scouts. Man, only the poles. So he's got 3 scouts in queue there, 2 in here, and then he needs to start making scouts from this 3rd stable if he's serious about using it. He's built another tower. Again, this is a bad tower. I guess if there were maybe a wall across here, that could be good, because then the tower could shoot at archers or units trying to get in. Is PlushWerewolf just going to take down buildings with archers? It's such an annoying Saracen maneuver. Okay, they got a little bit of lag, and PlushWerewolf has clicked up to the next stage. The OtterOne is nowhere close because the OtterOne is doing 3 stable scouts. So once Plush gets into Castle Age, the Otter will probably call GG. But who knows? The Otter might still have some fight left in him. All of these farms being denied hurts. He's just trying to keep these scouts alive and build up mass. He's got 8 on the field so far, and he's making a couple more. And, you know, if you're the PlushWerewolf, I mean, come on. Come on, Plush. Go look for some villagers. Plush is like, nope, I got to destroy these buildings because I have Saracen archers. But this tower should never go up. Okay. OtterOne decides this is the best fight I'm going to get. I'm going to take it. And it's not good enough. Loses a bunch of scouts. Saracen archers. Now he's going to lose his stable. Oh man, this is so annoying. The OtterOne has to rebuild his market back here. Okay, Plush has reached the Castle Age. We'll probably see Crossbowman and Bodkin coming in really soon. And Thumbring. Wow. And he's getting Wheelbarrow too. So he still has 9 on gold, so he should be able to sustain continuous archer production from 2 ranges. Okay, so the Otter one deciding to put down a range instead. He's thinking maybe skirmishers. Otter one has no castle age in sight for him. His castle age food is all right here in this army of scouts. He's building a tower to reclaim this bulwark in this farming space over here. And he has to relocate his wood. He's probably going to put it right here, but he doesn't have the wood to build another lumber camp yet. Okay, these crossbows are now going to camp the base of this tower. And Otter hasn't noticed to garrison in the tower yet. Okay, he's noticed to withdraw his villagers. Some villagers are going down. Plush has gotten 6 villager kills so far on the Otter one. Okay, the Otter one has rebuilt a lumber camp over here. Picking off some of the archer reinforcements. There's just so many crossbows here, though. This is going to be tough. And there are skirmishers here, but their numbers are not plentiful enough. I think the Otter had to embrace his mortal nemesis and make stone walls if he wanted to keep the PlushWerewolf out, because this is a huge food investment in scouts here, and it's keeping him from getting to the next stage. So he's taking one big fight, and I bet he'll resign after these scouts all go down. Nope, I guess not. Another tower going down to secure this area. Another tower here. Now, PlushWerewolf can't camp the base of this tower because it's too close to the town center. He's just going to kill the tower with archers. He doesn't even care. Plush has added a second town center. He's still only got 2 ranges, but he's continuing to add villagers. The Otter one actually has a similar number of villagers to PlushWerewolf, although he's only got 3 military. So now these crossbows are going to come and eat this tower. And then next is this area over here. So the Otter is building another tower. And he's expanded out this way. He knows that Plush isn't out here. Plush has a slow, relatively immobile army. The Otter one is buying food. Where's the click up? Tell me the Otter is going to click up. PlushWerewolf is so rich, he could afford to go to Imperial Age right now. And in fact, this is something that he should consider. Imperial Age would help Plush close this game out. He could get Arbalister, and then it would be over. It's already over, but if he had Arbalists, then he could literally just melt this entire town with archers and nothing more. But I think Plush is just having fun destroying towers with archers. The Otter one has lost 15 villagers. The KD is 56 to 37. There's a lot of death on this map. Kind of mirrors Ireland's history, in my opinion. It's such an open map, it's so easy to kill things. It's easy for people to just raid each other and kill tons and tons of villagers. Plush, what are you doing, man? You got 2K food. Alright, he's putting up the buildings now. Monastery and University are going up, and he's going to click up. So can Plush get to the Imperial Age before the Otter one can get to Castle Age? That's the question. Okay, the Otter one has built more scouts. Plush is pulling back. Alright. Tell me that Plush is on his way to Imp. Okay, he's got another group of archers over here. Lots of villagers going down for the OtterOne. The OtterOne has lost 24 villagers so far. Could you imagine losing 24 villagers in Feudal Age? But he's done it. And he's still going, because he's Poles. And Poles are insane. Alright. Imp, imp, imp. Okay, here it is. So he's on his way up. And he's going on to stone. I don't understand the stone. Maybe he plans to drop a castle on the OtterOne. Otter not giving up here. Scout's going down. And the OtterOne is out of stone. He's got some stone over here. Plush does not have eyes on it. So that means the OtterOne cannot build any more towers. The PlushWerewolf is going to get out here and he's going to find all of this. What is this? Where is the OtterOne going? His tower is about to go down. Surely the OtterOne will resign as soon as his tower goes down and he loses all of his military. Nope. He's going to repair the tower and Plush has to pull back. He's buying stone. Where will be the castle? The OtterOne has lost 28 villagers so far. Plush is in Imperial Age. The Otter is still in Feudal Age. And Plush elects to build a castle right here, but the OtterOne calls GG at that point. Just as Plush is clicking on Bracer and Arbalist. GG, well played. That was over a long time ago. But the OtterOne's still fighting. It's a tournament. And only he could decide when only a player that's losing can decide when they're going to give up, when it's over for them. So let's go to Otter's home map. Otter's home map is going to be Terra. All right. So in the green on the left-hand side, we have PlushWerewolf playing as the Sicilians. And in the red on the right-hand side of the map, we have the OtterOne playing as the Magyars. So this should be a great matchup. PlushWerewolf loves the Sicilians. He likes them on this map. So Terra is based on the Hill of Terra. It's one of the holiest sites in all of Ireland. It's where Irish kings were traditionally coronated. It's not a generic Arabia-ish map. You have two main neutral resources. You've got neutral stone on this lower mound here, and you've got relics on this upper mound here. And this actually looks like the Hill of Terra. Like if you looked at this on Google Maps, this is how it would look. Well, except there wouldn't be all the holy men and the relics and the stone piles and everything like that. But geographically, the features all resemble the real thing. So these are neutral Gaia hostile monks. They will convert you if you get too close. They're guarding the relics, so it means that you can't just go and trickle monks in and collect the relics. They require a little bit of an investment to pick up. I think PlushWerewolf, he likes the Sicilians on this map because the Sicilians get First Crusade, so they can suddenly spawn a bunch of conversion-resistant surgeons, which he could then use to come and clear out these monks and pick up the relics. There's also a lot of stone, so Sicilians, of course, can build many, many donjons. The OtterOne, though, he likes Magyars on this map, and I think the reason this is Otter's home map is Oh, PlushWerewolf picking on this villager here is just because it's an open map. It's an Empire Wars start, and so it's a faster start, and the Otter excels in Empire Wars. He likes fast starts. He's a big deathmatch player. We didn't have any deathmatch settings in this tournament, but Empire Wars is the closest you can get. So that's why the TheOtterOne picked it. Now, PlushWerewolf is going to go scouts himself. You can see that he's already built a stable. You don't start with a stable in Empire Wars. Now, Plush's scouts are going to be inferior to Magyar scouts in the sense that they don't get any attack upgrades. Now, he can upgrade them eventually, but the Magyars get those attack upgrades for free. So as you can see, he's got 5+1 just right off the bat, whereas Plush just has 5. Where Plush's scouts come in handy, though, is that since these are Sicilian scouts, they are more resistant to spearmen. So if the TheOtterOne builds defensive spearmen, then PlushWerewolf could surprise him with that. Alright, so we got Palisade Wall from the TheOtterOne. He does not want to get raided by these scouts. And the question is, how much will the TheOtterOne invest in scouts versus, is he just going to try to get to the castle age quickly and get knights out? Because the TheOtterOne, even though he loves scouts, there's one thing that he likes more than scouts, and that is cavalry archers. Alright, so the PlushWerewolf, he's got some scouts, and it looks like he's moving out across the map. Both players are going to avoid these hostile monks. These monks will convert your units, even if they're not the intended targets. So both of the players actually have a pretty direct channel to each other. Like the monks are not really blocking them as much as they could be normally. So there's a little variation in the map, and the PlushWerewolf is going to find this opening, and I think that's going to be one dead villager for the TheOtterOne. It looks like the TheOtterOne already got a villager kill on PlushWerewolf, so this evens it out. And the TheOtterOne is going to have to watch out on this gold. Alright, he's got some spearmen coming. PlushWerewolf is going to get out of there. 3 spearmen from the TheOtterOne. So how close are players to clicking up? PlushWerewolf is not making any more scouts. The TheOtterOne has 2 scouts in queue, and he's got 5 out already. So PlushWerewolf is going to have to be careful here, because he could get outnumbered by scouts pretty quick. Okay, he's going to make 1 more scout. And he's also getting the armor. So he sees that the TheOtterOne is investing more into scouts, and then decides himself to invest more into scouts. So PlushWerewolf is going to have the armor in just about 10 seconds here, and that will negate the impact of the TheOtterOne's extra attack. So here comes the TheOtterOne. He's looking for villagers. Alright, the armor is in. Plush is going to take this fight. The Otter has a hill advantage, though. So well done on the TheOtterOne to get that hill advantage. I think he's going to clear out Plush's scouts because of that hill advantage. That's annoying. So now the PlushWerewolf fighting off this spearman. He's got 1 scout here, and these Magyar scouts are going to make quick work of villagers. So another villager goes down for PlushWerewolf. I'm surprised that the TheOtterOne only got 1 villager from that. Now PlushWerewolf needs to be paying attention up here. Oh, no, the Otter changed his mind. He's going to come over here. And now these 3 scouts are going to be so annoying. They have low health, but it doesn't matter. And another villager goes down. Okay, scout goes down. Plush needs to garrison this town center now. Okay, and these scouts are both weak. So this is a 1 HP scout. Can the PlushWerewolf kill the scouts with this villager? Theoretically, he should be able to, because they're both weak. Yep, and he gets it. Okay, he's adding another stable now. The TheOtterOne has 2 scouts somewhere, but he is not making any more. Yeah, they're right here. And the PlushWerewolf has 4 spearmen. So Plush does not want to make any more scouts. Oh no, Plush has negative gold. Yes, so on the Hill of Terror there's a king, and if everybody knows where there's kings, there's taxes. And so you are taxed gold on this map. And it's equivalent to 3 relics. So if you're not taking gold fast enough, then you'll lose it, and you can go negative. So the OtterOne getting Castle Age, and PlushWerewolf is going to be there shortly after him. PlushWerewolf has 2 stables. The Otter has, let's see, one stable. So the Otter is already transitioning into cavalry archers. He loves cavalry archers. And they could be effective against Sicilians, who are not really known for their skirmishers. Sicilians have decent siege, and their surgeons have really good pierce armor. But you got to get there. So the PlushWerewolf has a couple idle villagers hiding behind this market, shirking their chores. And an idle villager just waiting here. So the OtterOne moving out across the map with some CA. Does he have any upgrades for these CA? Yes, he does. He's got Bodkin and he's got the first armor. So we should see a university for the OtterOne here pretty soon. This is actually already walled, so he doesn't need to wall this, and he hasn't. The OtterOne's staying on 1 town center so far. These spearmen are where they need to be. Finish off those scouts. Okay, PlushWerewolf has a knight. And so he wants to build this castle. But there are 4 CA here, so that's too many. He needs to invest more in army for map control. Alright, we got to pause. Now this is a 2-parter though. So let's go and check out the second part then. Because I think that this is where the game crashed. And they had to restore it. Okay, so apparently at some point PlushWerewolf got another knight and chased these away and decided not to build a castle there. What do we got? We got a range coming down from PlushWerewolf, and he's going to build the castle over here to secure these minerals, which I think is smart. Although a castle in the center is generally, I think, the meta for this map. You build castles and fortifications and town centers and such in the center of the map, and then you slowly use the stone that you secure to castle creep the monks, and then pick up relics. That's my experience with the map. Okay, the OtterOne looking for some damage here. Is he going to run in? He's probably just going to run in. He gets 1 villager. PlushWerewolf is on him with 2 knights. The knights are not attacking properly. Okay, and the PlushWerewolf has to abandon this gold here. Another villager goes down. So the OtterOne has gotten 9 villager kills so far, 10 villager kills. And Plush is struggling on this map to keep up with the Otter's speed. And he's got these villagers down here on this wood that he forgot about. The Otter has at least a 20 villager advantage over him. And this walling isn't going to do anything, because the OtterOne is just going to run around it. So is Plush going to invest in skirmishers? He's got nothing on food, and we're trying to get down a donjon now. That donjon is never going up. And PlushWerewolf calls the GG. Yeah, that was brutal. So 2 town centers. The OtterOne actually had 3 town centers. I'm not really sure what was going on here for PlushWerewolf. He had a lot of extra food, and he had no gold. So I feel as though Plush did not take this gold situation seriously. I know a lot of players get in this situation where they struggle to maintain control of the gold, and because they don't have good gold income, they can't make good gold units consistently. And then because they can't make good gold units, they have to fall back and they lose ground and they lose access to that gold entirely. But it's very important to make sure that you secure your gold on this map. Because if your gold income flickers, then your chances of winning will also flicker. OtterOne also just to the castle age a little bit faster, making these CA. I think that the Sicilians could have dealt with this if they had had enough knights, but the OtterOne prevented PlushWerewolf from getting there, from making many knights. And I don't think Plush was in the position to add a second town center down here. And he didn't really get anything out of this castle either. Maybe his plan was to build the castle in the center, but Otter had too much military, so he couldn't really make full advantage of the castle the way that he planned. But whatever the reason, we will move on to the next game. One of Plush's home maps now, TheOtterOne. I don't even know what this was a best of, if this was a best of 5 or a best of 7. But we're just having fun here. So there's also a gold tax on this map, but it comes because of this yurt. So this yurt costs you money. It's like recreating the Irish rental crisis. But the yurt provides 10 population space. So PlushWerewolf deleting that yurt immediately. He wants as much gold as possible. The OtterOne has not deleted his yurt yet. So the OtterOne is playing as the red Mongols, and PlushWerewolf is playing as the green Chinese. So a classic matchup from the Age of Kings. Chinese versus Mongols. Big enemies during the Middle Ages. And rightfully so, the Mongols had an empire they were building. And still, the OtterOne has not deleted this yurt yet. He wants to make sure that he gets his housing up so he's not housed. So PlushWerewolf has more town center idle time than the OtterOne. Not very much, but some. And that was really the big question the players needed to answer was, how much is town center idle time worth? So PlushWerewolf getting Loom first. All right, and now the town center idle time is gonna add up. I think people did it to where you could build like one house as Chinese and get Loom or something, and you could still get a pretty good deal with this yurt. But no matter. So this is a closed map, TheOtterOne. You don't know where the gold is going to, or you do know where the gold is going to be. It's all in the center. It's Standing Stone where the O'Neill chieftains were coronated. This is in Northern Ireland. And we've got stone, and we've got relics. The relics are half the normal potency. Now, you don't know if the relics will be on the sides or if they'll be on the top with the stone on the sides. So you have to chop through and figure it out. And they're far enough away from the edge of this wood so that you can't even tell if you have a Mongolian scout what's back here. Although I think an outpost with town watch or a tower with town watch you can tell. Okay, so there's lots of sheep, there's lots of deer. The map is generally more closed. There are large patches of bushes. And on the top of the map we've got these cute little birch trees. It's very hard to build town centers in here, although I guess you could do it. I've seen players do it before, but it's tough. So the OtterOne already starting to wall off. I'm not sure why the Mongols pick here. I could understand Chinese because they get extra population space from their town centers and they're generally powerful on closed maps. I don't get Mongols. I don't get it. Maybe he's thinking like Mongols have really powerful drill siege in the late game, or maybe he wants to go Mangadai, but none of those units are really all that powerful on closed maps. I mean, Black Forest, but that's because Black Forest is so closed that you can boom up and you can make a ton of trade and you can have pretty much infinite gold, but that is not the case here. If you've got some Pike Siege in the center, then the gold is yours. So this, in my opinion, this is a Pike Siege map. You don't really have to go that far, but it's a slow army composition, but you don't need to be mobile. Everything you need is right here in the center of the map. You've got trees, you've got gold. And there is a lot of gold too. It's kind of a random amount of gold. 65 gold piles here. And these ones have 1,600 gold in them, and these ones have 537. So the OtterOne building himself a little fortification. He's coming out here to, I think this is a mill. Yeah, he's going to mill some deer. So Mongols don't have very good pike siege. They've got good siege, but they don't have good pikes. The siege is really just for flattening skirmishers. Flattening skirmishers or tanking skirmisher arrow fire if you're a siege ram. And the Mangadai just sit back and do all the damage. So fortunately for the OtterOne, there is stone back here. So if he chops through, he can get to the stone and then he can build castles. So he'll at least have that going for him. The Plush Werewolf wants to chop through down here. It's like they're chopping on the wrong side, though. But he's got stone back here, too. So we could see Mangonite versus Chokunu. And the Plush Werewolf walling this off. Coming up here to the berries now. The berries mostly appear in a ring around the outside. If you went to this location today, it actually is forested. The hill that it's on is not as forested. It's mostly just a field on the outside. But there is a pretty much perfectly circular copse of trees at the top of that hill. The stone isn't there anymore, though. The English smashed that stone to pieces when they quelled Hugh O'Neill's rebellion. The English understood the significance of standing stones to the Celts. So when they won, they didn't jail the guy. They just let him return to his home country in shame, and they smashed the site where his sons or his relatives would be coronated after him because they knew they had won. And they just destroyed this to symbolize their victory. The TheOtterOne walling off his entire top half of the map. Pretty much. He's going to finish this wall pretty soon. He's going to be Feudal Age before the Plush Werewolf. So, let's see. It's 26 villagers up to the Feudal Age, and it's a fast castle time. Plush Werewolf is similar, 28. It's hard to say because technically it is a nomad start. Now, they're both building a barracks. Plush Werewolf is building a barracks. The TheOtterOne has just finished his barracks. So it's not a very greedy fast castle. But let's see what the TheOtterOne does. Okay, there is a stable. The TheOtterOne is making scouts. Surprise, surprise. The TheOtterOne, he loves scouts. So he's going to make scouts. The scouts are going to be annoying. They're going to harass Plush Werewolf, unless Plush completely walls them out, which is possible. And Plush is seeing that Otter is Feudal Age now, so maybe he'll redouble his walling efforts, make sure he gets his town closed up before the scouts come in. And we got a blacksmith, too. So Plush is going to be Feudal Age soon. And what is he going to do with it? Are we going to see Market Blacksmith from Plush? Yeah, he wants to finish this up. So he does have one more opening here, and this is open at the front. So let's see what Plush's vision looks like. Okay, so for all he knows, the scouts could just come running right in. I don't think they will, though. So let's see if the TheOtterOne has any idea where Plush is. Nope, no idea. So Plush has a little bit more in the way of sheep scouting than the TheOtterOne does. But not much. He's got something over here. Alright, the Plush Werewolf has built an outpost over here, looking for the TheOtterOne, and he did find something over here. So the TheOtterOne has a stable. He's building a second stable, but he's not making... Okay, he is making a scout. He's making a single scout, and the TheOtterOne is on his way to Castle Age, which I think is smart. Don't overinvest in scouts. He's not making the same mistake he made in the first game. Look at all these sheep that the Plush Werewolf has. He's got 15 sheep there. And the Plush Werewolf is on his way to Castle Age as well. So Otter's going to be there a little bit faster. Of course, Plush doesn't exactly know what the TheOtterOne is up to. But if he's paying attention, he can see this scout run by. So he'll know that the TheOtterOne has made a scout. And Plush is building another outpost here. So he wants to know if and when the TheOtterOne goes on to gold. And I like this. I think vision is a highly underrated feature in Age of Empires. So the TheOtterOne is over here. The TheOtterOne saw Plush's outposts, but does he know where Plush's town is? No. So he found one of Plush Werewolf's outposts, but he does not know where Plush is. He is Castle Age now, but so he's got a Mongolian scout with Castle Age vision. Really good vision from this scout, so it's not going to take him long to find the Plush Werewolf. So the TheOtterOne has a a knight in queue. Alright, the knight just came out. So he's made a single knight. Knights are very powerful against feudal age units, so if you're castle age first, you could consider making a knight or two to harass your opponent. He doesn't know this, but Plush is about to hit castle. And the Plush needs to finish that wall. He's not going to. Okay, Spearman coming out. And this is not a good fight. Do not fight that. Maybe he feels like he has no choice. Alright, so now the scout is trapped inside of PlushWerewolf's base. TheOtterOne has gotten a villager kill. And PlushWerewolf building a barracks and a siege workshop. So he is going to go pike siege on this map. We got a spearman here working on this. Okay, TheOtterOne showing up with some knights. Oh, don't let the knights in. Okay, Plush needs to send these spearmen back to save these villagers. The villagers are caught out of position. And TheOtterOne is going to get some villager kills from that. 3 free villager kills. Okay, the knights do go down. They are pikemen now. And what's the plan from PlushWerewolf? He's got pikemen, and his plan is to secure the center. Here comes TheOtterOne. What is this? So PlushWerewolf is going to see this. He's making a mangonel. Let's hope, for Plush's sake, that he doesn't eject the mangonel yet. So Plush is going to see these villagers moving across. And I wonder why TheOtterOne is still walking. Maybe he felt uncomfortable taking gold while Plush is watching him, like a peeping Tom. Alright, now here we go. So we got a town center coming up for TheOtterOne in the center of the map. Already got the Gold Rush style being played out. And so does Plush know where that town center is? No. He does not know where it is. He may have seen the villagers walking around over here, but technically he does not know that that town center is there. So he is going to attack this over here instead. Okay, TheOtterOne is going to try to raid. He's going to attack this palisade gate. Plush needs to seal this up. He needs to take this seriously, and he is. Needs to put some house foundations behind it. Okay, no, he's going to repair it. Can 3 villagers repair it quickly enough? It looks like they can. Alright, he is building a palisade gate behind it. And a stone wall segment. Okay, we've got a pike siege push. Plush has sent a villager forward to repair that mangonel, and he is making a push on to TheOtterOne's base. TheOtterOne is on gold over here, though, and lucky for him, Plush doesn't know about it. Okay, these CA get a hit against them. And we're going to see a mangonel pike push over here. Meanwhile, TheOtterOne is taking gold. Does PlushWerewolf know that TheOtterOne is taking gold there? No, he does not. PlushWerewolf killing his own pikeman. The mangonel. Trying to remove this siege workshop. Oh, okay. He saves him. TheOtterOne getting away with murder over here. It's a free town center. So PlushWerewolf has lost 15 units, but I think he is responsible for about half of those. His own mangonel killing his own pikeman. The OtterOne is on one town center, and he is on the stone back here. He's going to use the cav archers to shoot at the wolves. The wolves are aggressive. You can't just walk back here and do whatever you want. You do have to fight the wolves off. Okay, PlushWerewolf has built an outpost to see what the OtterOne has. And there's a mangonel in his town center. I would like to see the PlushWerewolf put down another barracks and maybe target this area over here. Okay, he is building a town center forward on these berries. He will probably build a mining camp over here on this gold. Meanwhile, the OtterOne is still just taking this gold over here. Okay, the OtterOne is going to try to snipe mangonel and probably succeed. Yep. Okay, good mangonel shot from the PlushWerewolf, taking out some CA. So the OtterOne with a 10 villager lead over PlushWerewolf. He's on 2 town centers to the PlushWerewolf's 1. Okay, mangonel's going down. 1 for 1. Surely the PlushWerewolf must be questioning how the OtterOne can afford all of these cav archers. Looks like he's pulling back. And the PlushWerewolf is on gold in the center himself now. Okay, he sees this villager heading out this way. So is at this point which Plush... Oh no, Plush still has not scouted this town center. Alright, now he sees it. Maybe. I don't know. I can't tell if Plush knows this town center is here. Building another siege workshop to get more siege out more quickly. He should have this town center on his mini-map. We can see it. He should be able to see it. And now there are CA here to raid. PlushWerewolf with 50 villagers. Big mangonel shot. Okay. So Plush should see these villagers here now and be like, oh, I need to shut that down. Let's see, is he making... He's not making any more military right now. It says he's making 3 pikes. He's making 2 more mangonels. Okay, so the OtterOne... Okay, he needs gold. No, he's building a mill. All right. It's going to come out here to take this gold. Okay, so he's going to try to sneak up on these mangonels. Plush sees it. One for one. It's quite the melee in the center. Got a knight here working on the mangonel. Is he going to get it? Yes, he does. Plush has another mangonel in queue. He's continuing to make pikemen. And the OtterOne has a castle now that he wants to put down here. So, can Plush deny that? If Plush denies this castle, it will be the game. But Plush may not be able to deny that castle based on the positioning of his military. He is surely going to see this castle going up now, though. Alright, he's got a lot of pikemen headed that way. He's pulling everything back. Some villagers go down for the OtterOne. And this castle will go up. Dang. Now PlushWerewolf has to withdraw. And he probably should cancel these mangonels in this siege workshop. TheOtterOne is now able to safely take gold. Has the PlushWerewolf chopped through yet? Yes, he has. And it looks like he's fighting some wolves off so that he can take stone. PlushWerewolf losing villagers left and right on this gold. Area isn't safe anymore. So what's this? This range must be for skirmishers. Okay, so PlushWerewolf getting the skirmisher upgrades now. PlushWerewolf is also completely off of gold. So he needs to secure this area and take the gold here so that he can get to the next stage. Another range coming down, 2 more ranges coming down. It's starting to become a dangerous number of Mangadai here. Just a garrison in the town center. Just a garrison over here. Just annoying raids. These Mangadai are looking to get in over here, so he's going to have to pull these villagers back. So we got skirmishers coming out, but not enough mass. No ballistics for the TheOtterOne. Another castle drop for the TheOtterOne. Okay, the PlushWerewolf walled this off so the TheOtterOne could not get any further. And he's getting close to building a castle of his own. Now he is coming up here to pressure the TheOtterOne. The TheOtterOne's coming back with these Mangadai. I wouldn't be surprised if these Mangadai killed every single Mangonel over here. Alright. Here come the Mangadai. Looks like the TheOtterOne wants to get a 2-for-1 maybe, or even a 3-for-1 with this Mangonel. 2-for-1. Almost 3-for-1. The TheOtterOne is getting close to clicking up to the next stage. PlushWerewolf is nowhere close. So now we're going to play hit and run with these pikemen all day. So the OtterOne is clicked up to the next stage. He just finished Wheelbarrow. All these pikemen are about to go down. So PlushWerewolf has skirmishers now. I don't think he cares about the pikemen. So the question will be is, can the OtterOne pump out hussars fast enough to kill skirmishers? I don't think it's going to be siege. It could be siege. But the OtterOne is taking the center. He only has a 7 villager advantage over PlushWerewolf, all things considered, and a 3 villager or 3 military advantage. Is he going to come in? He'll be met by skirmishers if he does. PlushWerewolf, he needs to click up. He has enough stone to build a castle. He needs... What could get him back in this game is maybe a castle like right here to secure some gold. Oh, the OtterOne throwing his army. PlushWerewolf sees the mangonel. Gets a hit on it. Splits. Dodges. Okay, the OtterOne is imp. Light cav research coming in. PlushWerewolf is in trouble. Okay, he took down that mangonel finally. There's another light cav for him to micro here. Mongols are missing the final armor upgrade on their cavalry. So that's good news for PlushWerewolf. If he gets chemistry and bracer, he can actually tear through hussars even with skirmishers. Okay, PlushWerewolf has built a castle here. And he has clicked up to the next stage. He's got some pikes out. He's got this little base over here that Otter is destroying. We got more barracks. Trebuchet unpacking, and it has its target. PlushWerewolf calls the GG. Unfortunate to see Cav Archers do well on this map. This map was designed to be anti-Cav Archer. And PlushWerewolf had this too. He had the control of the center. He had the better Pike Siege army composition, which is a better fit for this map. But the problem was that he didn't realize that the OtterOne was taking gold in the center. And the OtterOne pulled thousands of gold out of the center. And then, in part, used some of it to partially buy a castle, and the other half to buy himself the time to take stone to drop this castle here in the center. And then Plush lost control of the gold, and therefore the game. All because of that secret, sneaky town center from the OtterOne. So let's move on to Plush's next home map, which is Blarney. So the OtterOne is up 2 games against the PlushWerewolf. PlushWerewolf, hold on. We could do better than that. It is a best of, I don't know, 5, I think. And the PlushWerewolf won the first game, and the OtterOne won the second 2. Alright, so the PlushWerewolf is playing as the Green Bohemians, and the OtterOne is playing as the Red Spanish. So on Blarney, you start off in these little bases that are next to this main fortification here. You get these starting pavilions, which have a ton of health, and they're basically there to help you get your houses down on time so you're not housed immediately. But the throwing axemen will destroy them. And the throwing axemen are also there to sort of remind you of the consequences of going over the hill. I've never actually seen anybody go over the hill, unfortunately. Maybe the top of the map is too strong. Or the center of the map, I should say, is too strong. That's something I was considering adjusting. But you got these towers to sort of protect your wood lines here so it doesn't turn into a tower rushing war. And lots of little resource piles, too, to deter players from making many towers. You can't push the deer in this map, so don't try. But it's otherwise a hideout style map. It has a closed nature and an obstacle in the center. So the boars have a random amount of food on them. These ones have 341, and the cows are 179. So they've got a little. The cows have a little extra food. The boars don't only have one extra food. So there's not really very much food from these boars. So Bohemians versus Spanish. Both of these civilizations have strong castle units. I think that we can expect both civs to try to go into their castle unit. Whose castle unit is better? I'm not really sure. I haven't seen many conquistadors versus Hussite wagons. I haven't seen many battles to that effect. But I do know those Hussite wagons are OP, and Plush has a good build order for them. So we'll see if he can make something happen here. He needs to win this game in order to stay in this set. So the OtterOne taking some boar meat. The OtterOne only has 1 second of town center idle time to Plush's 10. So he's got a clean build. On average, you have more stone inside of your base, but not very much gold. You have a little bit of gold. So when I designed the map originally, I was thinking Saracens, take the stone and then sell it and do a super fast monk rush as Saracens. I thought that could be pretty compelling. And we have seen a little bit of Saracens play on this map, but it's mostly been other civilizations. So you'll see that we've got the river here. Blarney Castle is located in County Cork, Ireland. And it's literally right on the river. And the river actually looks just like this. So because I couldn't put another river over here, because there isn't another river, I put unbuildable rock terrain instead. And there's no fish in the river. So it's basically just there to prevent players from walling off half of the map. So you can't wall it like you could hideout. And lots of little forest patches too. So most of the time, I expect that what we'll see is we might see the OtterOne come off to the side and try to drop a castle on the PlushWerewolf, and then make conks and run around and raid things with conquistadors. PlushWerewolf will probably do the same thing, except without the conquistador and raiding part. He'll just make Hussite wagons and just plow through town centers. Because Hussite wagons, they might not be as good at killing villagers, but they have much higher pierce armor. So they can just dive town centers and just plow through enemy bases. So PlushWerewolf, about a villager ahead of the OtterOne. It's about 12 seconds of town center idle time difference. But maybe the OtterOne got loom. Let's check. Nope, the OtterOne did not get loom. PlushWerewolf did not get loom. So nobody's gotten loom yet. And any villager difference that we see is attributed to the difference in idle time for their town centers. The OtterOne has come out here and he is milling the deer. You cannot push these deer. They must be milled, which I think is fair. And has Plush ventured out of the safety of his base? Yes, he has. He's ventured out to take berries. So these towers can deter some early aggression. You might still be able to get in. Like, there's only 4 of them. So if the OtterOne really wanted to, he could build some kind of feudal base up here and try to push in from the side. I don't know how much damage he could do. How many resources he could deny. But in theory, he could deny a lot of resources. It could just be awkward. And it's risky. Because you don't know the exact arrangement of these towers. Plush is going to mill these deer as well. So Plush is housed. It's at 25 pop, so decides now's a good time to go up to the feudal age. And the OtterOne is going up to the feudal age on 26 pop. So Bohemians have more eco bonuses, in my opinion, than the Spanish do. So they could probably afford to make something happen at a lower number of villagers. But we'll see. Sometimes Plush just says, oh, I get housed, and I click up. So maybe 25 pop was the plan. Maybe it wasn't. These wolves are on defensive stance as well, so they won't chase you halfway across the map, but they will guard the areas that they start in. So as soon as Plush reaches feudal, will we see market blacksmith immediately? We see a house. Oh, he realizes he's housed. So he's got a couple villagers queued up, but not being made. Town center idle time. Okay, so here is a blacksmith, and where's the market, Plush? He could afford a market. The OtterOne is about to hit feudal age here. I'm liking the Otter's build better. The Otter's a little short on wood. Oh, no, okay, no he's not. The Otter is, of course, going to make scouts. He built a barracks, he's building a stable. And so I was wrong. I misjudged the OtterOne. Here I was thinking the OtterOne would go FC into conks. And he's building a stable instead. So maybe he feels like knights will be more useful against Hussite wagons. Now, unfortunately for the OtterOne, intended or not, Plush is getting loom. And Plush clicks up to the castle age. So he's built his market, blacksmith. Clicks up to the castle age, but Plush is not on stone. He's going on stone now. So this is one of those fast castle into a castle drop sort of build orders where you put 10 on stone as you're advancing to the feudal age. Trying to get away from those myself, although plans change. Sometimes you have to make adjustments and improvise, do things on the fly that you weren't expecting. So Plush has 8 on stone now, and he should be able to afford a castle shortly after he hits the next stage. Okay, the OtterOne long distance hunting here. Wonder if that's intentional. He's got 1 scout. He still has not made any scouts. So this is telling me that the OtterOne is just planning on knights in the castle age. Although he is also heavily on stone. So maybe the OtterOne wanted to get bloodlines and husbandry from the stable, and that's why he did this. I don't know. Maybe the OtterOne isn't planning knights at all. Maybe he just wants to get the upgrades from the stable to benefit his conquistadors. So Plush already has the stone for a castle, and he's about to hit castle age, and he's going to go and drop a castle on the OtterOne somewhere. And he has scouted the OtterOne, so he knows there's a tower here. I don't think he knows if there are any resources, though, and his scout isn't active. Plush needs to pull his scout down here so he can see what he's walking into. Okay, he's just going to drop the castle right there. And the OtterOne is going to scout it. Oh, tell me the OtterOne sees it. Yeah, the OtterOne knows it's going up. The OtterOne is castle age himself. Is the OtterOne going to get another villager pick? Are you serious? No, he's not paying attention. He could have picked off this villager. Okay, knight coming out for the OtterOne, but it's not going to be here in time. And Plush has his castle up. He's building a house here. So Plush will have the wagons, but he'll also be able to make monks against knights. So that's Plush's jam. He's in his comfort zone when he's doing that. There's the monastery right there. And we'll see what happens. The Otter might decide to confront this directly, but usually what happens is the other player will just run around with their knights and their unique units, and they'll just try to raid PlushWerewolf because Hussite wagons and monks are slow. They have a hard time responding to it. Here comes the first Hussite wagon. He's got 7 range, and so he can attack this town center. And the OtterOne getting out of there. Doesn't want to fight this Hussite wagon. And Plush just scouting with him anyway. Sees the 2 knights. He's going to have to pull back to the safety of his castle. And Fervor coming in to speed the monks up a bit. Okay. 1 knight goes down, and he did manage to save that Hussite wagon. Hussite wagons are not considered cavalry archers. They're considered siege weapons by the game. So that means that you can't heal them with monks. So Plush's monks are only going to be for conversion purposes. You can't heal Hussite wagons with monks. You have to repair them with villagers. But war wagons you can heal with monks because war wagons are seen as cavalry archers by the game. So the OtterOne with a bizarre castle in the back of the map here. I don't understand that castle at all. Build that castle up here. Take more map control. I don't know, maybe he's feeling antsy. He's a little anxious. He's added a second town center over here. And Plush just coming by this tower like it's nobody's business. And he is threatening this town center now. So the Hussite wagons are going to continue to roll out. And Hussite wagons are just great for denying area of the map. It's very hard to stop them. So if you're the OtterOne, how do you stop these Hussite wagons? You build a monastery and you research redemption. That's the best counter to Hussite wagons. You can go mass melee units and you can go onagers, but they each have their disadvantages. Mass melee units take a long time to build up, and chances are your Bohemian player is going to be able to see that coming and going to make monks to convert them. And mangonels may or may not be good depending on how the micro is. This tower goes down and Plush is going to feast on this town center now. It's coming out with the monk. The monk would love to snag this relic, I'm sure, but he needs to be there to convert any knights. And the OtterOne has not made any conquistadors yet. He's getting bloodlines now. I think the Otter is struggling for resources because he has to. He's been relocating his village, his town. Plush has not gone after this town center, but he is eating this other town center. He senses that the OtterOne is not going to garrison this town center. He's just going to come and dive it. So what's the Otter's answer? He's got 1 knight, and it looks like he's making another knight. He's throwing down farms. It's really hard to counter monks when you don't have farm space. You need farm space to build light cav. And you need farms to make lots of knights too, which could be the power unit to take down the Hussite wagons. So the fact that the OtterOne is sort of struggling to get down his farm space is telling me that he might not be able to withstand these wagons. They are so powerful. Plush building a castle on the left-hand side of the map to secure that area. Plush is still on 1 town center. The Otter has been booming. Wait. Oh no, alright, there's a second town center here from the Plush. I lied. 48 villagers to 44. The OtterOne's food income being disrupted. He's not been good on making villagers here. He's got over 10.5 minutes of town center idle time. These Hussite wagons are going to take down this tower. He will probably come and take this town center down next. And the OtterOne is slowly building an army of knights. Plush will be expecting this, and he has at least 2 monks already, and he will probably build more. He's collected a relic, and he's actually getting redemption so that he can convert buildings and siege weapons, which is interesting. So Plush might be expecting mangonels as the counter to his wagons, which is why he's getting redemption. Another monastery coming down. And what do we got? Okay, we've got the OtterOne coming on a raiding party. So this is a common response. They just can't do anything about that, so I'm just going to raid my opponent. So that's what we see here. So the OtterOne looking to get some damage in. He's going to find it, though. Plush is undefended over here. He's got a town center which he could hop into. He's got a castle securing this gold. And he's going to build a defensive barracks. Alright, so that town center goes down. And both players are tied at 48 villagers. And the OtterOne just wants to boom up in this corner of the map. And where's Plush going with this? Does Plush actually, does he even know about the Otter's base in the corner? No. He does not know that this is here. The visibility of the farms is just a spectator bug. You could probably guess the Otter's down there, though. I don't know. I have to interview the candidates. Not the candidates, but the players. And see what they knew and when they knew it. But it's been a while since this set has been played, so maybe they don't remember what they knew. Alright. Here comes the wagon train. What's going on? I hear Woolaloo. Okay, the OtterOne. Oh, okay. The OtterOne raiding PlushWerewolf with some knights. Not paying attention here. Knight going down to a spearman. And he's getting the armor to help his units withstand town center and castle arrow fire. Okay, we've got a light cav. Plush is converting the tower. What the heck? Give him some vision, I suppose. So at this point, though, he's seeing units come from this area of the map, so he knows this is where the OtterOne is. He's got a ton of gold. Doesn't have much by way of food because the OtterOne has been raiding his farming. And PlushWerewolf is converting the stable now. He's converted the watchtower. And he converted this market. That is super annoying. So now the OtterOne has to build a new market in order to do market trade. The OtterOne building another town center over here. PlushWerewolf converting the barracks. So I mean, Plush, is he aware of this castle? Yes, he knows about that castle. So I think what Plush needs now is he needs to go to Imperial Age. Hussite wagons are in on the OtterOne's economy. So the OtterOne will probably continue to expand. He's going to build another town center over here. Trying to outboom all of this. Oh man, castle was denied. We missed that. The OtterOne's raid on PlushWerewolf. Plush does have some spearmen though, and he's going to clean up that raid. But that's pretty annoying. Now, I think these Hussite wagons are in range of this castle. Maybe not. This town center is being threatened. The OtterOne is getting wheelbarrow. That will help improve the speed of his villagers. So he'll be able to flee the Hussite wagon onslaught faster. This castle is going to go up. So the OtterOne at 64 villagers to the PlushWerewolf's 52. And Town Center goes down. Okay, the castle has just changed targets. It's now attacking the Hussite wagons. Should need to withdraw. They need to come around and pressure this area. And look at this. The Otter is just rebuilding his base. He's trying to shift his base faster than the Hussite wagons can attack him. PlushWerewolf seems to have just bought a ton of food and is clicking up to the next stage, which I think is the right thing to do. And he'll probably drop a castle like right here or something. Maybe right here. And then trap the OtterOne's town from that castle. So he's got a big Hussite wagon mass. He's got monks to convert the knights. And the Hussite wagons are in these little spaces between the trees, which is annoying for the OtterOne to deal with. There's some light cav here. I think that the OtterOne might clean up all these monks with those light cav. Oh man, yeah, that hurts. That hurts the PlushWerewolf a lot. Now his wagon mass is still alive. These two light cav, though, so much value. The OtterOne building another town center right here. Okay, the PlushWerewolf did get a couple of conversions on some knights. The OtterOne's selling some wood for some gold. I don't know what the OtterOne spent it on. I think more knights. But it's very easy to underestimate the potency of this Hussite wagon mass and, you know, throw an insufficient number of units at it, and then you start to get more and more desperate and throw more and more units at it because your situation becomes more dire. And the PlushWerewolf now, Imperial Age, we probably will see a trebuchet at some point in his production queue. I wouldn't be surprised if he sold a bunch of food and got more monks and more monk upgrades. Okay, he's converting the stable. He has succeeded in converting the stable. The OtterOne is literally taking gold right here. I bet if PlushWerewolf got the range upgrades, he could actually range that. And so the OtterOne, losing all of his knights, decides to call it. So GG, well played. PlushWerewolf demonstrating the glory of the Bohemians. Definitely knows what he's doing when it comes to the Bohemians. So that one is a victory for the PlushWerewolf. And now we are going to see the final battle, you guys. Let's do it. All right. Akil is such a weird map. It's based off of a real-life place called Akil Island. It is off the west coast of Ireland, and there are very few trees. So to reflect that, the map has very few trees. But Tech Chariot, how do you get wood? Well, there are several ways you can get wood. Number one, the way that this map is designed, you get wood simply for existing. So you can see both players have an upward trickle of wood, and it is as though you have two relics that are generating basically wood instead of gold. Just at the start of the game to speed up the pace of the game here. So that's one way. Just exist. It's not very hard. Number two, control a peat farm. If you control a peat farm, like one of these, then you will get an equivalent of 2.6 Dark Age villagers on wood. So it's like 2.6 relics. That amount does not scale with the number of farms you control. So you have to control at least one. However, if you control all of them, then you deny that opportunity to your opponent. So that's another way. And the final way is if you control these trade workshops, every trade workshop you control will give you another 2 relics worth of wood. And you can control all 3 trade workshops. So you could get up to 6 relics worth of wood this way. Otherwise, you can just chop it from these reeds. Now, these reeds, they don't have very much wood on them, but they do regrow. And what is this? We see PlushWerewolf heading out into the map. Okay, he's coming out here to build a lumber camp, I would assume. So what have we got for the OtterOne? Has the OtterOne... Okay, the OtterOne has found a peat farm. So we found the one peat farm. That's what you got to do first. And let's see if the PlushWerewolf has found a peat farm. Yes, the PlushWerewolf has found at least one peat farm. He's actually found 2. So Lithuanians are popular on this map. PlushWerewolf is playing as the green Lithuanians, and the OtterOne is playing as the red Britons. So the Lithuanians are great for this map because you can build this insta-dock. You start with extra food, so you don't need to put villagers on food as early. You can put them on wood to compensate for the expense of this dock and fishing ships. So PlushWerewolf only has 16 villagers, but he's got 2 more on food. Although the OtterOne looks like Plush has not been continuously making these. So you could also do an insta-drush. So it's some good stuff. And your opponent's starting position is pretty predictable on Akio. The OtterOne is going to mill these shorefish here, which is kind of funny. You can't build farms on this map. Most of this island is peat farm, or is peat bog, I should say. So you can't really farm it. I mean, you can have animals standing on it and eating the grass, but you can't grow crops. The soil is just too thick. It's too hard. So there are sheep instead, and you can train sheep at mills. So sheep don't have very much vision because of that. We well, we can't tell anymore. So ruins here. People have tried to settle on this island and have failed. It's just a tough place. Okay, looks like the PlushWerewolf built some more fishing ships at this point. He is slightly on gold. Okay, the OtterOne is building his barracks and is on his way up to the feudal age on 24 pop. PlushWerewolf is on his way to the feudal age on 23 pop. There aren't many relics on this map. There are some. Now, these spearmen are guarding the trade workshops, and they have a ton of attack. They've got like 10 attack. Yeah, 9 attack. So the reason that was done was to make them threatening even to Eagle Scouts. I did not want Mesoamerican civs to have a free pass and be able to take those trade workshops in the Dark Age. Alright, what have we got here from PlushWerewolf? A barracks. So the OtterOne will surely be planning some Briton archer shenanigans. Britons take sheep so fast, too. And there are a lot of sheep on this map. So the OtterOne has reached the feudal age, and 2 ranges coming down. So he'll add a few more villagers to the gold here for the OtterOne, and he'll be able to sustain archer production from both of these ranges if he wants. PlushWerewolf is also building an archery range, which is interesting. He's maybe he's thinking skirmishers, faster skirmishers against the Briton archers. And the OtterOne is actually clicked up to Castle Age here. So this is a really clean build from the OtterOne. Oh no, I'm sorry, this wasn't a range, this was a blacksmith. That makes a lot more sense. So the OtterOne is doing an FC into crossbows. And what's the PlushWerewolf up to? I think PlushWerewolf is reading this as as archer play in Feudal Age. So that's why he's making skirmishers. So a little bit of a scouting failure from the Plush Werewolf here. The OtterOne trying to take down this farm, but the Plush Werewolf stops him. So these skirmishers are costing the Plush Werewolf food. He needs to cancel them and put down his other building and click up, which you can do FC on Akil. At the higher levels, it seems like we don't see as much fast castle on this map, but you could do it if you've got a clean enough build and your opponent doesn't get over to your town to threaten your resources fast enough. You can absolutely do it. Okay, Plush Werewolf, cancel this villager, please, and click up to the next stage. Looks like he's housed. He's just waiting. He's getting houses down. He really wants that villager. Oof, brutal. Alright, Plush is on his way up to the next stage, but without fletching on these skirmishers. Good luck killing the spearmen in any timely manner. Oh, maybe that's all Plush wants to do. He just wants to fight the spearmen. The OtterOne is coming, though. Plush still controls this farm, and I think the OtterOne wants to kill it. Plush sees this. He just lost a scout to it. He's going to have to pull his villagers, and he needs to send his skirms up there to deal with that. These are Britain crossbows now. So they're no joke. Plush has lost 3 villagers so far to the OtterOne. Okay, the skirmishers are going to make short work of the Britain crossbowmen, however. The OtterOne has to withdraw, but he did get some good damage in on Plush. Plush was too busy fighting the spearmen down here. So the OtterOne is building a siege workshop now. He wants to make a mangonel to flatten the skirmishers. Plush Werewolf will be Castle Age in just a few seconds here. And let's see what he does for wood. He's just in the corner for now. He wants this trade workshop. Alright, and he has taken it. So Plush Werewolf controls one of the trade workshops. The OtterOne has got a ball of crossbows on Plush Werewolf's gold, though. So I don't know, but Plush Werewolf doesn't need to fight this anymore. Alright, I think he realizes that he controls that trade workshop now. And Mangonel is queued up for the OtterOne, but he's housed, so it's not being made. And Plush is going to lose some villagers here. This is going to hurt. He wants the other trade workshop. He's letting the OtterOne raid him, which I think is a big mistake. Okay, Plush Werewolf has 28 villagers to the OtterOne's 34. Okay, the OtterOne has finally unhoused himself and is making this mangonel. Plush Werewolf not taking this ball of archers seriously. Keeps coming out here to try to take resources, and the OtterOne hasn't gone anywhere. He's still here. So Plush is going to pick up another trade workshop, though. That'll be good for him. But Plush has lost 10 villagers to the OtterOne so far. Okay, and it's 2 trade workshops for Plush, and is he going to stop there, or is he going to try to get the third one? Alright, no, it looks like he's going to come forward and hopefully pressure the OtterOne's gold? Yep, So he's taking the OtterOne off of gold, and that will be quite annoying for the OtterOne. But he does have to come back to address his town. Maybe if he can get some good hits on this mangonel. But we'll see. There's no villager. The otter attacking ground. So the plush werewolf can afford knights. He could afford to put down 2 stables and make knights. He's got a ton of gold. I'd like to see the plush werewolf make knights. I don't know if he will. He's making more skirmishers. And plush werewolf calls the GG. What? With that many res? Could have thrown down 2 stables back here. Where were his... I guess he had lost 12 villagers, which is a lot. Oh, the OtterOne had come in on the other side. I didn't even see that. The OtterOne wins 3-2. Takes it. Plush Werewolf won the first game, and he won his home map of Blarney. But the OtterOne winning Terra, Tullyhui, and Akil. GG, well played. It's a fun set. It's good to watch these players go at it. They're similar skill levels. The OtterOne is our friend. He's from Valhalla. The Plush Werewolf from the Viridox clan, obviously. And it was a pleasure to cast this set. I think both of them showed civs at their strengths on the Irish maps at their best. So what we just saw does the tournament honor. And I'm very glad to have been able to bring it to you. Thanks to the Otter for sharing these recs and sharing the tool that I needed to revert my game so that I could cast these old recordings. It was a lot of fun. But a good set, and hopefully you guys appreciate what we set out to do for the King of Ireland tournament. It was a lot of hard work, put a lot of time and energy into preparing the map scripts for it. I learned a lot, too. And it is my hope that I'll have the opportunity to do some more exciting map scripts for future tournaments, and maybe of a more permanent nature, the maps that stick around a little bit longer. So thanks everybody for watching. I've been Tech Chariot. I think we just finished our final cast of the King of Ireland tournament, and it was a really good set. So thank you all for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.